and gentlemen, welcome back to our continued coverage of the Snapdragon Mobile Open. Split 1 has officially wrapped up in NA, while Split 2 is underway in EUR+MENA and AP. Now, this week was a mix of upsets and some expected results, so let's jump straight into the action and kick things off with NA. Blood Diamond is a name we haven't gotten to say much on this program. Well, now we can't take our eyes off of them after a radiant performance in Cups 5 and 6. In those two cups, they won back-to-back finals, joining Tribe as the only other team who has accomplished that feat this season. Vatra, one of those constant presences in the top 3, eliminated BD from the semifinals of Cup 2. With this memory, they were hoping to cruise to an easy win over BD in the Cup 5 finals. But aggression was the key as Patchy, Chino, and Cutes showcased a dominating playstyle. BD arguably had the easier bracket to get to this final, but that shouldn't diminish the fact that they had a perfect showing. They didn't drop a single set on their way to the finals, where they swiftly extinguished Vatra, 2-0. This was the first Cup finals that one of the big 3 didn't win. After shining so bright in Cup 5 and taking their revenge versus Vatra, what more was there for Blood Diamond to do? Well, how about 2-0ing another one of the big 3, Tribe Gaming, the very next night? Tribe, like Vatra, had beaten BD several times before. In fact, Tribe knocked them out of Cups 3 and 4 with 2-0 scorelines both times. This was an especially big victory for BD because it made them the second team to have won 2 or more cups in Split 1, the other team being Tribe Gaming. Instead of a big 3, we might be looking at a big 4. Those back-to-back wins really put Blood Diamond in focus as we approach the Open Finals. But before we discuss all that, there's one team that has managed to secure 8th place without even competing in all 6 cups, and that team is Reconic. In the era of everyone, things are in constant contention as competitors brawl across the globe. Reconic is one such team that has just never quite made it to a Cup finals. They were always held back by the seemingly unstoppable teams of the big 3. In Cup 1, for example, they drew Vatra in the very first round of the tournament. Brutal. Then, in the very next cup, they lost to Tribe, the eventual Cup 2 champions. They skipped Cup 3, and then guess who they drew in round 1 of Cup 4? Stamina. This team takes Never Lucky to a new level. Yet, they managed to clutch that 8th place spot and secure a chance to face the Titans once again. It's been a story of steady improvement, and we're certainly going to keep an eye on the lowest seeded team. After all, anyone can win. But on that note, take a look at who they drew in the first round of the Open Finals. Oof, it never gets easier, does it? We're also getting an exciting rematch of Vanguard versus Stamina. Stamina is the higher rated team, but Vanguard just seems to have their numbers because they eliminated Stamina in the quarterfinals twice. And take a look at the match between Blood Diamond and Miners. Blood Diamonds and Miners? There's a joke in there. I don't know what it is. Not even sure I want to touch that with a 20-foot pole. But there's definitely something there. Anyway. Moving on. Now let's transition to talking about Europe, the Middle East, and North Africa, where Split 2 is already underway and Craze Clan is off to a hot start. An early pickoff by Craze Clan put the pressure on Bax Esports as they needed an elimination to equalize the score. Lars felt the pressure and chose to attack Rama with his super to try for the kill, but Rama escaped narrowly. Rama then punished Lars' aggression and eliminated him. On the other side, Bax was still reeling as Cyclone found himself way overextended and without a friend. This led to the easy team wipe for Craze, who took the 1-0 lead in the match. In the next set, Craze Clan found themselves on match point, up 1-0 in Brawl Ball. Meow respawned right into this clutch save and then proceeded to delete Cyclone and Lars, allowing his team to go back on offense. With the ball back in Bax's territory, Meow took point with his super, picking off Lars just before Rama passed him the dime. Craze Clan took the lead during match point. The battle raged on around the ball as Meow pushed forward, picking off one while Naui and Rama put up a display of teamwork, completing the team wipe while managing to survive with a sliver of health. With the match 100% in the bag, Craze took the opportunity to swag out a little bit before finalizing their well-earned Cup Finals win. The Cup 2 Finals saw Reply Totem taking on Team Queso. Round 1 of Bounty was an intense back and forth, with both teams trading eliminations until they were tied with 4 stars each. But then, Ale came with the huge kill on Maru, giving Queso the lead. With 15 seconds on the clock, Reply had retaken the lead and they were retreating gradually, refusing to give Queso a chance to push them directly. They even scored a kill on the retreat and took the first round. The second round was mostly a stalemate, with both teams taking shots at each other but not conceding any stars. With the blue star on Reply's side, they were enjoying a 3-star lead. But as the clock wound down, Ale managed to equalize the score with a kill. Both teams went completely ham-hocks, unloading all their firepower in the last few seconds, but Reply came out on top and secured the Set 1 W. Set 2 went to Hot Zone, where Reply continued to assert their dominance. They took total control of the Hot Zone while continuing to pick off members of Queso. With great teamwork, Reply rotated effectively to deal tons of damage without being picked off. This gave them a huge advantage, restricted Queso to barely getting above 10% and secured the win in round 1. In round 2, it looked like Reply was on steroids, reaching 75% just 1 minute into the round. The uphill climb was simply too steep for Queso, and Reply went on to close the round, the match, and the second cup of Split 2. The last story we want to tell you about is the brewing rivalry between Craze Clan and Queso, who faced off twice in the semifinals of the first 2 cups. In Cup 1, Craze Clan was up 1-0 going into Gem Grab. Craze did a solid and gradual push into Queso, never overstepping but always dominating the zone around the gems. With mid-control secured, Meow and Nowi acted as the vanguard, while Rama slowly collected gems. With 10 gems, Rama initiated the countdown and retreated, while Meow and Nowi body blocked. Craze ran down the timer and secured the victory over Team Queso, knocking them out of Cup 1 in the semis. But Queso had their revenge the very next night in the Cup 2 semis. Up 1-0 in the match, Queso ramped up the pressure in Brawl Ball, but Siege showed up huge and scored a triple kill, snuffing Queso's chances of scoring. Siege was the MVP of round 1, turning that triple kill into the goal and winning the round. In round 2, Team Queso started off very strong, getting a team wipe and scoring the first goal in the process. Craze Clan wasn't about to back down though, and they responded with a team wipe of their own, followed by a goal to even things up. After some back and forth, Team Queso found the crack in the formation and put through the go-ahead goal, sending us to pivotal round 3. Tied at 0 with seconds left on the clock, Craze's defense fell apart, allowing Javi to score the goal and put the whole match on ice. You'll definitely want to keep your eyes on that rivalry as Split 2 continues. But for now, we've got one more region to check in with, and my man Victor Cax is on the call with the Asia Pacific recap.
The time has come for the era of everyone. Snapdragon Pro Series presents Brawl Stars Asia Pacific. This week's Grand Finals has Sicilia and Winter, past entrants of Cup number 1, with Winter defeating Sicilia 2-0 at that time. So is this best of 3 going to be a rematch or just a repeat? Match 1 was a very closely fought brawl ball. Winter sieges Sicilia until they successfully eliminated Shu's Gale, then immediately collapsed onto the goal, making quick work of Melty and Suzuku, scoring the first goal. Second time around, Melty tosses the ball over to Suzuku's corner, who then make good use of their super to keep Winter's brawlers away and isolated, but unfortunately Yotan's M's soon overpowered the squeak. Shu, in a desperate last stand, successfully held up the attack just long enough for his teammates to come back into play, giving Sicilia the opening they needed to reverse their fortunes. Together, they pushed all the way to the top, wiping out the entirety of Winter by nailing a quick series of eliminations before scoring the time-making goal just 2 seconds before the end. In overtime, the lack of obstacles proved to be a detriment to Sicilia, who were unable to pin down Yotan and Batuman, both having ample space to skillfully dodge attacks while making progress up the field. Nenmi lands good hits on Shu, compromising Sicilia's defense, and Batuman scores the winning goal. Match 2 saw the teams take on a series of gem grabs. Winter's Menmi and Batoman kept the brawlers for this map, this time on the Tara M's Byron, while Cecilia went in with the Max Ruff's Barley. Despite the change-up, Cecilia still found it hard to overcome Winter, who started by picking up Melty and then Shu, cornering them back to spawn. Cecilia would then try to regain some ground, only to lose it once more when the Ems unleashes her caustic charisma early. Batoman went on to catch Melty, while Shu trades with Yotan, which unfortunately leaves Suzuku yet again to fend for themselves, unable to approach the spawner. Cecilia persisted though, and after taking out Batoman, they were able to regain control over the spawner, allowing them to equalize the gem score and setting the stage for a final confrontation. By this point, Cecilia has regained their momentum and were one gem away from starting the countdown. Batoman took some serious damage, which instead inspired them to actually fight more aggressively, pushing Cecilia back and giving Menmi the space to pick up more gems, though it came at the cost of Em's life. Menmi then picks up the last gem and starts the countdown, putting Cecilia under pressure. Winter held on until Ems returned from spawn to unleash their super, securing them the round. Next round sees Yotan push a lot more aggressively on the Tara, and this put Cecilia in a tough position for the rest of the round, as Shu found themselves to be the unfortunate target of Tara's undivided attention. Constantly putting themselves in 1v2s, Yotan would frequently use the support from Beyond Gadget in order to even the odds. With Melty out of the picture and pressure mounting, Suzuku and Shu made the brave play to force Batoman's super out. What they didn't anticipate was Yotan dropping his shadowy figures to overwhelm Suzuku, and subsequently allow Winter to steal Cecilia's gems. This allowed Winter to dominate the round handily, and once the final gem was acquired, it was all but over as Winter backed off to run out the countdown. Despite Cecilia's best attempts to fight back, history repeats itself as Winter beats them 2-0 to take top spot for week number 4. This Grand Finals victory propels Winter to the very top of the leaderboard this week at 200 points, while Cecilia and Sang are tied for second at 130 points each. There's more Brawl Stars action to be had next week, so catch us again only on the Snapdragon Pro Series.
Thanks as always, Victor. Well, ladies and gents, that does it for me this week. As always, make sure you stay involved with all of our social media. You can click the links below in the description. Until next time.